Can you imagine a man texting you, "You're my BM, I won"? Sir, there will be no opportunity for me to even be a BM in the first place. Abortion. So when y'all start to dehumanize children and only start to look at babies as just babies and not as humans, that's why y'all are so fine with just popping out hella children, because you don't even look at them as humans in the first place. And you go and you date down with a man who can't offer you shit, and then he purposefully gets you pregnant. It's to show you, "You're my BM, I won. I'm a bum ass nigga with no job, and you really had sex with me, and yes, I impregnated you." And then you chose to keep the baby. And then you chose to keep the baby. The grandma of the baby, like. What we're not gonna do is sit here and just be like, "No, I'm not gonna get an abortion. I'm gonna keep this baby by this bum ass nigga, and then in 20 years I'm gonna resent the fuck out of this child because they stopped me from living the life that I wanted." You guys keep thinking short fucking term. How about you think long term? How about you be selfish and think about your life and what you want? If you purposefully sat up there, opened your legs, let this man get you pregnant, mind you, you're like the third or fourth baby mama. Did you really think that you were gonna be different? I don't know what makes people think that if he did that to baby mama 1, 2, 3, he's not gonna do it to you, baby mama 4. Are you dumb?
No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing.
Jumbo everyone, welcome or welcome back. Happy Black History Month, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about "You're my BM, I won" and trapping successful Black women. So without further ado, let's get started. So we all know and all heard this phrase back in the year of what, 2024, 2025, whatever the year was when Cardi and Offset were going through their divorce, and just hearing that phrase, ooh, mind you, they were married, so I don't even know why he's saying it like that, but the "You're my BM, I won"? Oh my god, I feel like so many women felt that to their fucking core soul, whatever you want to call it. Hearing that alone, and this is why I make the videos that I do, and mind you, my baby mama culture in your 20s with no ring is my highest viewed video right now, and that's exactly why I'm shaking all of you women, especially in your 20s, who are getting pregnant by these bum ass niggas. Stand the fuck up. And this is why I'm making that video. Can you imagine a man texting you, "You're my BM, I won"? Sir, there will be no opportunity for me to even be a BM in the first place. Abortion. Abortion. Like, no, you're not baby trapping me. And more specifically, I've said it many times, men will purposefully get you pregnant so they can humble you and trap you. Look at Naomi Osaka. Y'all want to talk about that? Because she was at the height of her career and he went and got her pregnant. Don't get me wrong, she making that comeback bigger and badder than ever, but at the same time, at what cost?
When I saw that comment that Offset left on Cardi B's like photo or live, when he was like, "Oh, you my baby mama, I still won," when I say that made my chest hot, that made my chest hurt on her behalf. And I'm nobody's baby mama, and I was pressed. Nobody's baby mama, and that hurt my feelings, because men be knowing, first of all, men be knowing what they be doing. Like, that is such a dehumanizing thing to say to the mother of your children, to your ex-wife, "You my baby mama, I still won. Like, I got you. You trapped. You stuck with me." And you could tell that he really feels like he owns her now to a certain degree. Like that's scary, bro. That's scary. And then the thing that got me is that this is not necessarily like a new concept. Like, women have been talking about like how men will purposely like get you pregnant to kind of like trap you for the longest. And I remember like men really being like, that's not a thing. Y'all just irresponsible. No, men really be plotting on women. Like, and I feel like you see it a lot too, like where a woman is about to like get out of a relationship with the man that, you know, it's not a healthy relationship. She's doing much better than him, all of that. And then she ends up pregnant. Now she's like, I'm gonna try to make the relationship work. I'm gonna stick around. And now she's stuck with this man. And to use the fact that she's the mother of your children, that, "Oh, you my baby mama, so I still won," that wasn't used in a positive manner. So do you know how low you have to think of yourself to try to use that as like an insult, to use that as a "I got you" kind of moment? You don't think highly of yourself. Like, you think that you being the father of her child is enough to like taint her image or taint her or make her feel trapped and stuck. Like, that is crazy. Like, that is so unfortunate that that's how you view yourself and that's how you view her. And men really can't handle what they dish out. They really can't handle what they dish out. And I feel like that's why I always support women who just get the fuck on immediately. Like, you immediately see signs of this man not for me. He can't give me what I desire, what I need, what I know I deserve. Like, I applaud the women who just walk the fuck away. Like, that is so important. Like, I love it when women get out of like these unhealthy relationships, these toxic situations, because they know their self-worth. And especially when they leave and they don't have no baby. Oh, I applaud them every time. Like, oh my gosh, like, no, I just can't imagine. Like, I can't imagine. And then it's even worse because these women be like stuck with like men with these loser mentalities who don't have any money. So not only do you have like a loser baby daddy, but you have a broke one at that too. At least the money sometimes make things a little bit easier to like care for you and your child. But you stuck with this loser with no money. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And Cardi B's case, like, she was married to the man. She was married. Oh my gosh, she did everything right. She got the ring. I don't know if she had her kid before or after marriage, but either way, she got the ring. And it's still no, prayers to these women. Prayers. That just made me so sad. What do you mean? Like, you my baby mama, I still won. Huh? No, oh my God. Oh my God.
Just because I got you pregnant does not mean I want to be a family man or a dad. I only got you pregnant because I want to wave you around like a trophy and brag to other men. I have no desire on raising kids that I help create. Like, I just want to have unlimited access to you. I want to control you. I want to limit your options. I don't want you to grow. I don't want you to prosper. Not without me. Not without my approval. That's why you have to get women pregnant strategically so you can secure your future. You know what I'm saying?
And this is where I'm saying the most important. Do you know? And I know it's not my life. It's really not. But I can still have an opinion. Because when you post stuff online, as Reese says, when you post stuff online, you give people the reason to have an opinion in the first place. And do you know what angers me more to my fucking core? When I see niggas posted up at a maternity shoot and I zoom in and there's no ring. I recently saw a cover of a Substack and I didn't even read it like that because it just like was in passing or whatever. But it's so true. Sex is not that good to be getting pregnant. It's not. And that's where I'm just looking at y'all where you're like, I don't care if I get pregnant. I don't care if I get pregnant with no ring. I'm gonna allow this man to ruin my life. Mind you, you're like in college. You're in nursing school. Your career is ahead of you. And you let this man baby trap you, and now you gotta wait until your 40s and 50s to actually live out the fucking life that you wanted back in your 20s because you allowed a man to trap you? Got it. Especially when that man isn't providing not shit for you or that baby. Why do women think a baby is going to make a man stay? How many times do I have to say that? How many times do I have to say that? Y'all keep opening your legs for these men who can't even give you what you want, take you on a vacation, but you think that making your life harder by bringing a child into this world to suffer because your frontal lobe isn't even developed, that's gonna make a man stay? Wow. If that doesn't show that your frontal lobe truly isn't developed, then I don't know what is. And then, mind you, I might as well just intertwine it with this video because what do you mean your child saved you? I'm so sick of that excuse. My child saved me. Oh my God, when I got pregnant, I get that. And I can understand how like you stop doing drugs and all of that stuff, but what happens when the child leaves? What happens when you've put all of like your dreams and expectations on this child and when they turn out the complete opposite of what you were trying to mold them into? Because instead of thinking of them as their own separate person, you think that they are your own mini version of yourself. How selfish do you have to be to look at a child, your child, I understand they came from you, but to be like, you're a mini me. I'm not actually, I am my own person. So when y'all start to dehumanize children and only start to look at babies as just babies and not as humans, that's why y'all are so fine with just popping out hella children because you don't even look at them as humans in the first place.
I always feel bad for children with parents who say, my kid saved me. Your kid saved you from what? Yourself? And what's going to happen when your kid leaves you? Because every child should leave their parents and go off to live their own lives. What are y'all going to do then? Are you going to then get a hobby? Then get a job? Maybe a second job? Then find some sort of identity outside of, I don't know, being needed? Outside of somebody relying on you for survival? Like, saved you from what? I want an answer finally, because I've always wondered. You know what I mean? My kid saved me from what? I find it very rare when I see parents who it's like, okay, they have a kid and then it's like, oh shoot. Some people, their brains do need urgency like that to where it's like, okay, now I'll start my business. Now I'll, finish my goals because somebody else is relying on me now. And then it's like, okay, cool. I guess like I find that maybe that was probably a little stressful for the kid maybe because you were stressed possibly. I don't know. But I'm just wondering, saved you from what? Because a lot of parents don't get that done when their kid comes. And then the kid's growing up and then they're having to hear, oh, I would have done this and this and this, but you came along. I didn't ask to be here, buddy. You could have done all of that stuff before you had a kid. But you chose to have a kid in your 20s, like in some of y'all have these kids in your teenage years. If you have your kids in your teens and 20s and then you ever utter the words, I could have done this, but you came along to your kid, I think you're a piece of shit parent. Because what are you doing? There are so many avenues for birth control and y'all ignore all of them. All because you just let life happen to you. I don't understand that. My kid saved me. From what? From yourself? I find that to be really irresponsible because a lot of the times y'all just let your bad habits and your unchecked mental, disorders or whatnot seep through and then you make those kids deal with it. I don't love that for them. Your kid saved you from what? And what do you plan on doing when the kid leaves you? Do y'all even plan on letting them leave you? Do y'all even think about when they become adults? Because I feel like when a lot of parents think about having kids, all y'all are thinking about is having babies. I find that child-free people think about the entirety of their possible potential child's life. They think about that. Y'all don't think about that. You only think about the baby and the cutesy and the... I'm just kind of like, do y'all even think about that, or do y'all plan on holding them hostage?
As humans that you have to be responsible for basically the rest of their lives. Because unfortunately, unlike a lot of parents where they think that just when you turn 18 at midnight that you're immediately kicked out and they're not taking care of you anymore, or even when you graduate high school, what type of parent are you? No, sorry, my children are going to be my children for the rest of my life, okay? Bills paid, taking you out, shopping, all of that stuff. You're still my child. I don't care how old you get, because I want to set that example for my child and their children and going forward in generations. We need to stop being so stingy and kicking our kids out when they're 18 years old and actually maybe, I don't know, allowing them to stay at home. Why do we want kids to suffer? I'm not talking about people who are in an unfortunate situation that they need to get out of. Y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say. At the same time, I feel like once we turn 18, because of the stigma around going to college immediately, getting into hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt right away before your frontal lobe is developed, and this is the system that they purposefully set up in the first place. They don't want you to have your frontal lobe developed. They want you to know immediately where you should be going to college. You can enroll in college before you can drink alcohol. You can enroll in the army before you can drink alcohol. And I can understand that, but imagine dying for your country when you can't even drink. How the fuck does that make sense? So that's where I'm saying, like, they have these young children. I still think 18 is a child, because when I look back at my 18-year-old self, oh my God, someone go save her. Because what are we doing? No, Reese, like being 23 now, and that was 5 years ago. I was 18 5 years ago? Oh my God, I feel old. I'm not like, I know I'm not old, okay? But like, even just looking back at my little 18-year-old self, it's just like, y'all want us to make these life-altering decisions at 18 years old before we can actually conceptualize what the fuck decision that we're making. So yes, I will look at 18-year-olds, 16-year-olds getting pregnant, because why? And then you're my BMI one?
Offset said to Cardi B, "You're my baby mama, I won," which is real from his perspective. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what he's saying, because a lot of women are like really upset about him saying that. Here's the thing: if we're dating and then you get pregnant, have my baby, we're never truly broken up. We'll always be linked back to one another. You'll always be mine, low key. I'll always be able to point to you in front of other people and be like, "Hey, that's my baby mama." Okay, that's me staking my claim. Not over your autonomy in any way, just more like, yeah, I did that. It's an achievement, okay? It's like I won a Grammy. Like, nobody can take that Grammy from me. Because you're not just my ex. I can't just be like, oh man, I fumbled. It's, you're my baby mama. You have my child. We combine DNA. So it's like, no matter what you do for the rest of your life, you will always be mine. You can become the most rich, famous woman in the world. I can be living in the box on the street. You're still my baby mama, and I'll always win because of that. I'm always gonna be here. I'm always gonna haunt you, okay? I put you through, you went through childbirth, okay? And it was my child. I'm always gonna win because that took place. Okay, there's no losing for me. So that's what he's thinking, right? Like over there, like that's what's going through his mind. But the problem with that, I find, is like, it's kind of giving them like it's giving the opposite party like, oh, you're the prize type deal, you know? It's kind of lowering yourself already, like inherently. Like I love Offset, but truthfully, like if he believed in himself for real, he wouldn't say something like that. Especially him being as successful as he is. It's like, what are you doing looking at your baby mama as an achievement? In his mind, he should be like, man, I can't believe she got a baby out of me. Like if he really felt like he was winning, if he felt like he was above her in any way, but that's not how he feels. That line of thinking is literally only a line of thinking you have if you miss that woman dearly. But yeah, you know, I mean, it's not really my business. I hope they're both doing okay. I don't know too much about it, but I heard he said that and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta let them know. I gotta let them know what he was thinking.
Guys, think about how crazy this is. When a dude traps you with a baby, he's not only saying you are obligated to this relationship in some way, shape, or form. He's saying you have to be a mother to my child, and you're somehow obligated to be a mother to me as well, because I know I can't take care of myself. Because if I could, I wouldn't need to obligate somebody to be in a relationship with me to reinforce my inability to do that. And before the guys go ahead and drop in the comments acting crazy, acting, women do it too, women do it too. Yeah, women definitely do it too. But patriarchy creates a system where women are forced to marry and connect themselves to a man for their own survival or sustenance of their lives. We are just coming into a period where women are able to build for themselves and create through their own conscious will. Not that it hasn't always been like that, but because society is just starting to recognize that after completely demonizing free women. So yes, this conversation is more heavily focused on the men. And yes, when you do look at this conversation with some depth, finally, you can see that men also find ways to depend on women, but then flip the script to make them look like some kind of rebellious, confident like playboy, or some just like an identity that validates you being some traumatizing asshole and stopping you from taking the accountability that you need to take. So maybe if you can't make anybody's life better, you could at least just be a good human being.
As I've made in basically part 1, 2, 3, all of my abstinent videos, the safe sex talk videos, the why is unprotected fornication so normalized, the why being horny is dangerous. Come on. Go and watch my videos. I've been talking about this for years on end. Please stop getting pregnant with no ring in your 20s. Come on. This is supposed to be our hot years. We're not even supposed to be having kids until we're like 30, 40. And I've seen so many comments of people literally saying like, my parents chose to wait. I'm highly educated. I was able to do everything that I wanted to do. And this is why I also think the youngest children have the best lives, because our parents already parented the way that they could with the first couple, however many y'all have. And now when it gets to the youngest, our parents are the oldest that they are. Their frontal lobe is now developed, and now they're having this child. They see, oh, I have a little bit more money. Oh, I can actually like provide for my children. So yes, y'all used to struggle a little bit, is what I say to my siblings. I'm like, what's my fault? I'm the youngest and I get whatever I want, and I have the mindset of always getting my way because I'm the youngest. Like, come on. Black women, you have to understand the potential that you have and that you had. I'll say past tense, because you allowed a bum ass nigga to come in and trap you. Close your fucking legs because you just got to high school. Mind you, you're the first in your family to even go to college. Why are you wasting it with the opportunity of getting pregnant before you can even get the job done? Does that make any sense? Because that's not acting very scholarly of you. Come on.
Having a nigga's baby is not a flex. I don't know where you bitches got shit confused where y'all think it was a big flex to have a nigga's baby, whether you got a ring on your finger or not, but that's not a motherfucking flex. And I'm not gonna ever let nobody ever convince me that it is. That is the worst thing you could do to yourself. Like, let a nigga pump a baby in you. I don't even understand how you bitches think it's a big flex, especially coming from previous situations where niggas have pumped babies into you and it didn't go nowhere but into the motherfucking gutter. Like, I don't understand it. 9 times out of 10, a nigga's getting you pregnant so he can humble you, bitch. A nigga is getting you pregnant on purpose so he can make sure you can't go no motherfucking where. You can't go do shit with yourself. Literally, quite literally, a nigga will fucking impregnate you to fucking ruin your life. A nigga will impregnate you to humble you, bitch. So I don't know why y'all think it's a big flex because he's giving you a little bit of love right now. He's showing you a little bit of love right now, bitch. Wait till you're like deep in that motherfucking pregnancy and you're crying your eyes out, bawling your eyes out because that nigga fucking literally is showing his true colors and showing how much he fucking hates you. And he did that shit on purpose. Moving without you because he knows you can't move because you're fucking pregnant. Like, quit playing with me. But hey, only somebody simple, slow, and special will believe that a nigga giving you, putting nothing in you and giving you of his baby is a flex. I just don't even fucking understand it.
Especially when we see the trend of like every 3 to 6 months another young black multi-talented gorgeous woman engaging in baby mother culture, and then y'all look at the baby dad like, oh, he was just trying to sit her down, he was trying to humble her. I mean, even if that's true, she was engaging in it too. Like it takes two. Unless there's an assault, it takes two.
So many times women are so successful and they're on their straight path of success, but they allow a man to come around and completely warp, flip, and change their life. A lot of the times we look at these very successful women who get pregnant by these men and we're so quick to say, oh, he trapped her, he did this to her, he did this to her. But I'm just gonna be real and clock some tea. A man cannot do anything you do not allow him to do to you. If he trapped her, there is no way that he trapped her without her allowing that. If he made her a baby mom, there is no way that he did that without her allowing that. I know I always say be wary of men and men can ruin your life, but at the end of the day, taking all accountability, a man cannot ruin your life if you do not give him the access to, and if you do not allow him to.
This is also where it can be extremely important to even, and this is why people came at me when I made my video, stop dating below your tax bracket, struggle love isn't cute. I get the whole little, oh my God, we're in college, this is so cute, my man's gonna take care of me. But even men know that they are not in the place that they want to even be in a relationship in the first place. So mind you, if you are a highly successful, educated woman and you go and you date down with a man who can't offer you shit, and then he purposefully gets you pregnant, it's to show you, you're my BMI1. I'm a bum ass nigga with no job, and you really had sex with me, and yes, I impregnated you. And then you chose to keep the baby. And then you chose to keep the baby. The grandma of the baby, like. And I feel like y'all really think I'm joking when I say go get an abortion. Baby, it's a pill. It's a pill up until what, the first trimester? You wanna wait a little bit longer? Okay, go get that shit sucked out of you. It's a clump of cells. Like, I'm pro-choice as fuck. I'm that nigga who kicked that woman's phone when she was trying to spew all that hate, okay? So what we're not gonna do is sit here and just be like, no, I'm not gonna get an abortion. I'm gonna keep this baby by this bum ass nigga, and then in 20 years I'm gonna resent the fuck out of this child because they stopped me from living the life that I wanted. You guys keep thinking short fucking term. How about you think long term? How about you be selfish and think about your life and what you want?
I'll make a proper reaction to the video with it actually playing, but I did see a clip of that podcast with the game Shanice and Evelyn Lozada, and it's so crazy to see a woman in live realize that she got baby trapped. And not only that, hearing the man that baby trapped her admit the fact that he baby trapped her, and having to hear her talk through almost wanting to cry, understanding that I don't have any control over this situation because I decided to allow you to get me pregnant, and now I have a permanent circumstance that is constantly tethering me to you. And what is even worse than that is the fact that she stated it so plainly. She said that in all of my past situations and all of my past relationships, once I see something, I'll just cut the person off and I'll be done with it. But because I have a child with you, I will never be able to cut you off. She literally said, this is forever. This is why I'm always going to tell you all, there is no such thing as a woman baby trapping a man. A man is always baby trapping a woman. A man sees a beautiful woman. His goal is to conquer her through impregnating her. The game literally said this himself. He said, if I see a baddie, he said, all men think like this. If we see a baddie, the first thing that we're thinking is, I want to impregnate her. A man saying that he wants to get you pregnant is a threat. It is not cute. It is not a token of appreciation. It is not showing him that he values you. He wants you to be tethered to him forever. Look at the shit going on with DK and Chris. Chris understands that he is always going to be able to have access to Ekane because they have children. Children are the number one way that a man is going to be able to ruin your life because it is going to tether him to you forever. Men understand that when they see a woman that is either successful, she's gorgeous, she's smart, she's educated, she's on a positive trajectory, it's going to be easier for you to leave because they know that you're going to have other options. They know that there are going to be other men out there that are going to be suiting to you. So a way to make it easier for them to not have to compete with other men is that they are going to get you pregnant. And then if you decide to go on with the pregnancy and have this child, they understand that she just can't move on with her life and decide to not deal with me anymore. She has a child by me. I'm always going to be able to have an opening to be in her life. I mean, you can't even move to a different state when you're pregnant before going before a judge. And a judge can decide that, no, you got to stay in the same state as the father of your children. And most of the time, that's how it goes. I literally know people that could not take work opportunities that were great for their career because, well, number one, they didn't tell the judge. They didn't ask for the judge, and then the judge said, no, I'm not letting you leave out of the state. You can't even go one state over. Having your shit together and then deciding to have a child with a man is an ultimate setback in your life. It might be a bundle of joy that you're having this child. It may be something that you really are excited about, but understand, men want a reason to have unlimited access to women because they are afraid of no longer having access to women because then they have to start all over and they have to try to manipulate and run game and do all of these things to try to get them to be able to have access to another woman. And now that women are smartening up, men are getting desperate. Men are going to continue to go out of their way to get you pregnant because they're realizing that women are understanding their tactics and their manipulation. So they know that the easiest way, the least path of resistance is to get you pregnant. And the fact that she had to be on that podcast and realize that after he admitted it, I don't know if she realized that, but the fact that she had to acknowledge it and then state that she was acknowledging through fighting back tears should tell you everything that it is that you need to know on how these men feel about you and how it is going to negatively impact your life.
We talked about kids.
Yeah, true. But just so you guys know, because you guys are, beautiful women. You guys are still like women, right? But men, right? Men see a baddie, we think like, I'm going to get her pregnant. That's what men think when they see a baddie.
You gamed me.
You gamed me.
I'm just asking.
Hey, I'm just saying, when a man really sees a woman that that he likes and it's a baddie, that be our first thought. Like we be thinking like, damn, like I would have a baby by that. So yeah, I'm manifested. I'm manifested.
Gamed.
Yeah, game manifested.
So
when I put my foot down, it's kind of like it's my way or the highway, which is something I'm still working on, and it's probably got real difficult for her in the beginning stages because she felt like, why are you so
bullheaded?
Yeah, and I'm so like calm and patient and trying to figure it out. And I don't think in the early stages that I gave her enough grace to really live it how she saw fit.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Sean. What have you learned? Because co-parenting sometimes, obviously, it's not easy. Co-parenting with someone's not easy no matter what the situation is.
We had a few months of like fire with fire,
Yeah.
Well, thank you for saying that you didn't give me enough grace because I do agree with you. And I think a lot of my anger came from you not delivering what the expectations were.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that there. But I think that I had to learn how to, when I'm done with someone, I'm done with them. And because you share a child, you can't necessarily be done with them.
Yeah.
So I think I had to learn how to wrap my mind around the fact that like, this is for life. Because otherwise I would have been like, would we be sitting here today if we didn't have Blaze? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can see that.
Because otherwise it would have been like, all right.
Yeah, because when you stop talking to somebody, you're like, okay, whatever. Yeah. But when you do share,
I feel like I would have still been on Drop the Low. So I would have been.
But maybe for different reasons, right? Yeah, because I also do feel like we were meant to cross paths in whatever capacity we were meant to cross paths in, and we were having this conversation the other day by like, Well, in my opinion, the universe and God doesn't make mistakes. So
Right.
Blaze was supposed to be here. You were supposed to be Blaze's dad. We were chosen to be his parents. So I think that I just had to learn how to grasp with the fact of like, okay, this is a situation in which you have to stick around. Me.
Right.
That's not my thing. That's not my dating life.
Remember I told you I don't change diapers? Have I changed one?
Mm-mm.
See? She don't like that shit, by the way.
No,
But-
I really feel like if you have a child and you are more than able, your hands are working, your fingers are fine, you have no
Don't get her
arthritis,
riled
that
up.
you are
She
more
don't
than
fuck with this.
able to wipe your, like, help and wipe your child's ass too, if
Yeah.
you can wipe your own. Because you, when he's 50, let's say, what are you going to be, 112?
Yeah.
You might need someone to wipe yours.
I got Harlem.
Yeah. And God willing, he does it. But did you wipe his?
Yeah,
You know,
nah.
like this is all, it comes around.
Yeah, but I did tell you I don't change diapers from the beginning, before he was born. Did you think it was gonna change? Like I would actually like flip and like do it?
I did. I did. I thought that like because you are in a different decade and you're having a child, however
A
many
different
years later.
decade is wild.
Do you really think that bringing a baby into this world when you are 20 to what, let's say 26, 27, no career, no like what, future for your damn self, do you really think that bringing a child into this world is going to solve all your problems? What kind of backward ass thinking is that? Why do you think I keep saying there will be a lab grown rock? Because I don't believe in blood diamonds, but there will be a lab grown rock on this hand, because instead of like a rock, go and buy me like investment property. You know what I mean? Go and get me some type of passive income to where it would amount to a rock in the first place. That's how my mind is thinking. With saying that, go get a ring. The amount that it'll cost you to have a child over the next 18 years, do you know what you can do with that money? Do you know what you can invest it in? And then have even more money and then actually wait for your frontal lobe to develop. So then when you have kids, you're actually somewhat emotionally intelligent instead of having a dysregulated nervous system. So now you're taking all your anger out on this child / human being that didn't even ask to be here in the first place. Let's think about that. Because now you have kids on the freaking show unexpected. Why am I seeing a 14-year-old dad? This is going too far. This is going too far. This ain't even You're My Baby Mama I Want. And I know we're keeping it strictly, Black history, but I'm still tying certain parts in. Why is that okay? And that's also another reason. Why is that being portrayed? But then you see a 16-year-old Black girl get pregnant and now she's like ghetto and all this other stuff. But y'all are sitting here and projecting it and posting it on Unexpected TLC. I'm just gonna name the 3 people / 4. She shouldn't even be in this, but her husband / ex-husband was the one who not invented this phrase, but really like stuck that dagger in that heart and was like, you're my baby mama, bitch, I won. Ooh, please. Halle Bailey, Naomi Osaka, Keke Palmer, and Cardi B. Come on. I'm sorry, Keke, if you ever see this in the future, but I did have to unfollow you. Because when I really sat back and thought the Nicolandria interview, not even that Nicolandria was in it, but just the Alandria interview, and you telling her to continue to pursue a man that didn't like her. I'm seeing a little bit of a pattern and I'm not going to be included in that. Okay. So with saying all of that, y'all allowed these men to trap you. Mind you, you're at the height of your career. But again, in my first baby mama culture video that I made, I specifically talked about the differences of being a rich baby mama and being a poor baby mama. So please don't come at me when I say that you're a baby mama. You are, but you have the money to actually take care of your child. That's what I'm trying to allude to. I'm also trying to warn all the girlies, if a man is sitting there telling you that he's gonna get you pregnant, take that as a fucking threat and a promise. People are like, oh, is that a threat? It's a promise. Take that as the fucking promise that it is. Because if a man is specifically telling you that he's about to baby trap your ass, believe him. Believe him! You think it's just women poking holes in them condoms? You're funny. Mind you, they just want a constant connection to you for the rest of your life. And that's where I'm saying be very wary. If this man has exhibited some behaviors, just something that you wouldn't want to deal with for the rest of your life, what makes you think that if you brought a child into this world, that isn't going to exacerbate it times 10? They have a child over you. They can bring you to court for custody. They can call the police on you. They can say that you're kidnapping their child. There's so many different ways that parents who are extremely manipulative will use their children within that scope to then manipulate the other person.
Baby trapping. I am a victim of baby trapping. 15 years ago, the father of my children that I did not pick or select to have children with compromised my birth control and got me pregnant. He is an absent parent and owes $30,000 to his kids. Ladies, I need you to be very diligent and protect your wombs. The amount of grief having to deal with an absent parent who chooses when and when not to be an active parent is soul exhausting. And after speaking with my husband the other day, I told him, I am no longer going to reach out, respond, interact, or even speak to Jeffrey if it's strictly not about the kids. And I'm talking like business. From this point out until we go to Nevada, I will not be saying a word to that man. The stress of having to deal with his unwillingness for what he caused is beyond soul frustrating. And it just really makes me despise low value men. Excuse me, let me not even say the word men. Low value boys living in grown men bodies who come from a working class lower than my own, right? And dealing with a human who only knows how to ensure their own survival for somebody who grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth. Like, my parents weren't rich, like they weren't like millionaires, but we were very comfortable. I was comfortable. I never had to worry about money. I never had to want for anything. If I wanted something, my mom got it. If I needed something, my dad got it. I was provided for. Emotionally for my dad, no. But financially, yes. And it's just crazy that, he wasn't supposed to be nothing but a FB. That's all he was supposed to be, was an FB. And that was it. That's all he was supposed to be. He was never supposed to be more than that. And I was upfront. I was one of those girls that just told up front. I was like, hey, this is not going to go further than what this is here, and we're just going to be FBs. And I'm not looking for a family right now. I don't even want kids. At that point, I didn't want kids until I was about 35. And having children with somebody who you weren't supposed to have kids with, it's exhausting. And it's a everyday, like, I gotta work with it. Like, every day I gotta work with it. And I love the children, and I want what's best for them. I want to provide with my family, with my mom and dad provided for me, the comfortability. And knowing that I didn't get there until just recently, within these last 3 years, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that I have children with somebody who doesn't love them in the way that they need to be loved, or is not there the way that they need to be there, as well as, my parents were. And it's heartbreaking for the kids, even though my husband stepped up. It's really, really heartbreaking for the kids when they know that they have a father, a stepdad and a father, but the father is just always outside of those fingertip reaches, and the unavailability for him to either want to spend time with them if I don't force him, or want to contribute, is exhausting. And I would not wish this on my worst enemy. And there's people hate with a passion, but I would not wish a Jeffrey onto anybody. Okay? Doing this for the last 15 years with somebody who's just unwilling, even though they trapped me, making me suffer, making the children suffer. It should be considered a crime. And I wish 15 years ago it was, so that I would have pressed charges on him for compromising my body without my consent. Please, ladies, protect your wombs.
Hey, I don't know who needs to hear this, but just because we vibing, raw, going on dates, taking trips, meeting each other parents, talking about kids and futures and marriage and falling asleep with each other on the phone, spending the night bags, vibing, making up nicknames and don't mean we together, stink. Just vibe, twin. Just vibe.
When I talk about men that trap women, these are the type of men that I'm talking about. These are the type of men that will come into a woman's life, play a role, play a position, play a part, win mom over, win dad over, only to end up being a scumbag like this. And we got to talk about it, because we have men out here that cause broken homes, create broken homes just like this, from this type of behavior. And the reason why this is important to talk about, because fellas, this is why a lot of you are broken. This is why a lot of you don't know yourself. You don't have an identity. You don't understand masculinity, because a lot of you had fathers that did this to your mother. When they found out your mom was pregnant, they got out of the picture. This is why some of you are broken. So I get it. You want to see the best in men. You want to give men the benefit of the doubt. But in the whole grand scheme reality, we have a lot of scumbag, sorry men out here just like this. And it's time to start putting that energy to rid our communities from men that think this way, from men that operate like this. If you care to protect your sister, to protect your daughter, to protect your niece, the women in your family that you care about, they have to be aware of men out here that exist like this. Stop acting like y'all don't know what these women are talking about when they're sharing their stories and how they don't understand how some of these men just changed overnight, because they will play a role for a certain time period only to be like this in the end.
That's why I say be very careful with the people that you choose to have kids with. Vet these people out. Instead, you guys have the rose-colored glasses on and you're just like, la la la, love is all I need. But he's literally sitting there like saying abusive shit towards you, as covert, whatever you want to call it. And you're not noticing because you're just so like deep in love. Get on my face. It reminds me of the post on TikTok where they sit there, they get on here, complain about their baby daddy, complain about the things that they do or don't do, don't help out, but then they're going to still stay with that. And it's giving the comment, let me guess, you didn't expect this to blow up and now you're going to defend him because he really isn't that bad. Well, yeah. Okay, so don't bring your issues online because we don't want to fucking hear it. If you purposefully sat up there, opened your legs, let this man get you pregnant, mind you, you're like the third or fourth baby mama. Did you really think that you were going to be different? I don't know what makes people think that if he did that to baby mama 1, 2, 3, he's not going to do it to you, baby mama 4. Are you dumb? How you get them is how you'll lose them. If you try to take him from his other baby mama and thought that by you getting pregnant, what? Like, is this the mindset of people who can't think like of the consequences of their actions? Are these the people it's giving hot Cheeto girl and the boy that's messing around in the back of the class who didn't give a fuck about their school? Now the hot Cheeto girl and him have babies. What is that going to make? Illiterate ass fucking children that shouldn't. Let me stop before people are gonna call me like eugenicist and wait, isn't that like hair color and shit? But you know what I mean. Y'all are raising some illiterate ass children. Oh my god, it reminds me of the mom who sat up there and wrote a note in pencil, handwriting just, oh my god. Y'all shouldn't be having kids. And it's giving, you're the type of person where that nigga would say, you're my BMI 1. You're my BMI trapped you. I made it so that you wouldn't go to college. You wouldn't pursue higher education because I got you pregnant at 18. Do you not know what contraceptives are? Do we not know what a condom is? Do we not know what birth control is? Like, I don't know why people don't want to protect themselves.
This guy gets this girl pregnant and he quotes Offset to her and says, you my baby mama, I won. And she went to the clinic and got rid of the baby. She on her TikTok playing the sound, Christina's gone. She talk about the baby, y'all. And it's really scary because dudes really think they can trap you with it. I almost fell for that. It was dude that was like, we have a baby, we can get married. He wasn't gonna marry me. Come on. I'm just gonna be his third baby mama. I ain't looking crazy. Niggas get baby mamas like infinity stones. They feed off that energy because they constantly, when I tell y'all that women are source energy and men gain energy and siphon energy from women, I truly mean that. And it can happen in any form. Good men will find a woman, they'll nurture her, and then the cycle will continue and they'll give energy back and forth to each other. These other men are going to siphon energy in other ways. They mama, they kids, they baby mama, however many baby mamas they can collect like infinity stones, that's the women that they'll siphon off of. Because they don't want to be accountable and to be good enough of a person to pour into a woman to continuously get that creation and that light and that energy and make it be something with reciprocity and something that is equal. They just want to take. So they keep getting baby mamas and baby mamas and baby mamas and baby mamas. And that girl said, you gonna have power over me? Because I got a child by you? Guess what? See, this is why they trying to ban abortion now for y'all. Because y'all... Oh my gosh. Can you blame her?
A kid is the last thing that I want to bring to this world. Even now, I am nowhere near ready to have a child. I am selfish as fuck, and I genuinely don't want kids until I'm damn near 30. And I will keep saying that. Who knows, once I hit 30, if I'm like, sometimes I'm like, damn, do I want to be child free? Or do I want to be a one and doneer? Like, you know what I mean? Just because with the way that things are going on in this society, bitch, stop playing with me. I will continue to say it. Struggle love is not cute. Having the come up story, if that's what you want to do, go right ahead. But I need someone who is here for me, who is going to attribute to me elevating in some type of way. As selfish as that is, why am I going to have a man in my life that isn't benefiting me? Like, just because y'all are okay with it, stop trying to pressure it on me. I've seen other women literally have the softest life possible, not have to do shit, contribute to shit, not do shit. So why can't I? Just because because you guys are okay with that struggle love and you think it adds to your love story, go ahead. If that's the story that you want, but Buki, I don't want that struggle love over here. I don't know why people think that struggling is okay. There are certain things that I'm not going to struggle on, which is why I made my get somebody else to do it. If I don't want to do it, if I don't want to struggle, I'm gonna get somebody else to do it. Therefore, listen to what the fuck I'm saying. If a man is sitting there saying he's going to trap you and you really want him to be able to say the phrase, "You're my BMI one," go right ahead. Again, I make these videos to warn the girlies, to be blunt, to be honest, because you guys sometimes have bird brain ass friends who will lead you into these situations as to why you feel these feelings, and now you're feeling resentment because you didn't think about the long-term consequences. Stop having kids. Anyways, I think I have yapped long enough. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye, y'all.